Hello, good evening. Here we go again. So glad that you all are doing wonderful. Let's take a look at this. Analyzing graphs of quadratic functions. It says for each quadratic function, find the indicated information. So here we go. We have standard form. Remember, standard form has no parentheses. Okay? Well, as I look through this information, the 3 represents the y-intercept. It doesn't even ask for the y-intercept. So I'm going to add something down here, the y-intercept, and that's going to be at 0, 3. I'm going to go ahead and put it over here. I think I'll wait, because I want to put my vertex in the middle. But I will go ahead and graph it. So 0, 3, going to go right here. So the first information they want is the vertex. So let's change to vertex form. Well, since my A value is a 1, I can go straight to changing forms. So I'm going to put a blank after the 4x and move the 3 over, and then a blank after the 3. Okay, changing forms. Remember, half of 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Since we didn't factor anything out, we can just cancel the 4. So minus 4, and we get negative 1. So now we can determine our vertex. The vertex is going to be at negative 2, negative 1. Important information for a quadratic is where that vertex is. We're going to put that directly in the middle. Let's go ahead and graph it. Alright, so our parabola is slowly taking shape here. Our axis of symmetry, remember, our axis of symmetry is going to be a vertical line, which means it's going to start off with x equals. It's going to go through the vertex, so go ahead and draw in your axis of symmetry. Remember, this axis of symmetry cuts the parabola in half into 2 equal pieces. And the equation of that line is x equals negative 2. That should always match the x coordinate on your vertex. Okay, so is our vertex a max or min? Well, look at your A value, it's positive. Our A value is positive, so it opens what direction? It opens up. Okay, so it opens up. So some additional information, and that's because the A value is positive. So that means that since it opens up, that means our vertex is the lowest point, which means it's a minimum. And the minimum value is going to be your y. So our minimum value is negative 1. Okay? Domain. Well, let's finish graphing this a little bit. It's over 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually what I can do here is, since this is my axis of symmetry, it's 2 units away, so 2 units away. Okay? So we can just do this. Okay, so domain. Remember, domain, first of all, this is a continuous function. So since it's continuous, we're going to use our symbols. Remember, continuous means there's no holes, there's no gaps, there's no spaces on this parabola. It's all connected. So remember, domain goes from the left to the right. So on the left we see an arrow in the negative direction, and on the right we see an arrow on the positive direction. No equal signs. Range. Remember, range is from the lowest to to the highest. And remember, range is your y coordinates. Domain is your x. So lowest is -1. Let's put our symbols in the middle. And our highest are arrows in a positive direction, so it's going to be positive infinity. -1 is a closed dot, so we need an equal part. Hopefully we're getting better at domain and range. I might just put another one on this test. Might. I think it's probably a good idea. Okay, so let's look at roots. Alright, well, we've made a sketch here, so tentatively speaking here, it looks like it might be here and here. But let's be sure. Let's be sure. So our a value is 1. So for our vertex, we'd go over 1 and up 1. So yes, that is a root. So that's going to be -1, 0. Okay. And then we go over 1 and up 1. So yes, that's going to be a root as well. So it's going to be -1, 2, 3. So -3, 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these in. So -1, 0, -3, 0. And then we have 0, 3. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, -4, 3. Okay, look at the symmetry. Oops. 0, 0, 3, 3, with our vertex in the middle. Our vertex in the middle. And there you go. That's starting at standard form. Let's take a look at starting at what form? That's right, vertex form. Very good. Vertex form. Okay, I'm going to let you fill in the vertex. You should be able to fill in the axis of symmetry. Okay. You should be able to max and min. Everything, all of this you should be able to do. So I'm going to skip this problem. I want you to fill this out the best you can. Just take a couple minutes and fill it in the best you can. Don't spend a lot of time on it. Just try to fill it in. Let's take a look at this side. Notice we have factored form. So let's look at this one. It's a little bit harder to figure out the vertex from factored form. So let's skip vertex for right now. Let's go straight to the roots. So our first root. 2, 0, -2, 0. Okay, let's go ahead and graph them. So 2, 0, and -2, 0. Now, pay close attention, please. Notice the roots are apart from each other. That means that directly in the middle is the what line? This is important. The axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry is actually on the y-axis. Okay, which means the vertex is on that line. What's the x-coordinate for the vertex? 0. Okay, 0. But what is the y-coordinate? Let's plug it in and find out. So we're going to have y equals -2, 0 minus 2, 0 plus 2. So y is going to end up equaling, that's 4 times 2, 8. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0, 8. So remember, to get the symmetry to work, we have to go by ones on the x. Can't be skipping around. Got to go by ones. So that means that our vertex is going to be a what? A max or a min? Max, because it's the highest point. The value, remember, the value is the y-coordinate. So the value is 8. It's a max value of 8. Axis of symmetry, x equals 0. Okay. A value, can never get enough of this. A value is -2, so we go to the vertex, we go over 1, down 2. A value is -2, we go over 1, down 2. I think we got enough points now that we can draw this parabola, and we can fill in the table, we can do the domain and the range. I think we got it. Hey, hope you guys are having a great evening. And on your quiz, what is this thing? What is this? Or what does this thing represent? What do you think? Might be a quiz question. See you guys tomorrow.